I don't care what the price of Bitcoin is 6 months from now, and you shouldn't either. This may be the most obvious hurdle for normal people understanding Bitcoin. If you look at the price of Bitcoin by taking a 4 year moving average of the price, you'll see it's been growing consistently for 15 years at a 20 to 200% compound annual growth rate. If the average person could select a savings account that pays 20 to 200% interest each year, they would immediately have all of their savings invested in it. So, why did they not have all of their savings in Bitcoin if the long term result is the same? Well, first, Bitcoin is fringe and untraditional. It requires that you think for yourself, go against the grain, and then have the guts to put your money where your mouth is. But I don't think that's a good answer because if Bitcoin was so good, then it should quickly become conventional, right? If it's a savings account that actually pays 20 to 200% interest each year, people should obviously eventually catch on. I think eventually they will, but it will take some time. People will need to recognize Bitcoin as long term savings technology. And it's long term savings technology that is currently being monetized from zero, hence the massive compound annual growth rate. When something is growing that fast and it's publicly traded 365 days a year and 24 hours a day, then it must be volatile. If it was growing at 50% every year in a perfect exponential line, then speculators would come in, bet on the price going higher, cause an unsustainable growth rate like 1,000% in 1 year, and then Bitcoin would crash back down 80%. The growth rate is what causes much of the volatility. Another key reason for the volatility of Bitcoin is it actually represents economic reality. Today, we live in a debt based fiat monetary system where if things start to go bad in the economy for whatever reason, then the dollar tends to be the only asset that performs well as the financial system is held up by dollar denominated debt. And that debt starts to implode if the financial system is collapsing. Of course, the end result of this is more money printing, lower interest rates, and fiscal deficits. But in the short term, as you learned in 2008 and 2020, all assets can collapse fairly rapidly. So, why does this matter for Bitcoin? Well, like I mentioned at the start, I don't care what the price of Bitcoin is 6 months from now. And I don't think you should either. I'm confident that Bitcoin is the best money humans have ever discovered due to its superior monetary properties being scarce, portable, durable, divisible, and fungible. I recognize a big part of the volatility is not because Bitcoin is changing or that Bitcoin has become worse money. Of course, the core rules of Bitcoin are objectively the same, but Bitcoin's volatility is just from short term speculators betting on the short term price and dollar liquidity cycles. This is why I don't care what Bitcoin's price is 6 months from now. I recognize I can't time random behavior from speculators and I can't time dollar liquidity cycles. So therefore, I can't know what Bitcoin will be 6 months from now. What I do know is 48 months from now, the dollar is designed to debase and the short-term speculators don't play a role over a longer time horizon. Any savings in Bitcoin is long-term savings. It's money you don't need for years. And money you don't need for years doesn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is 6 months from now. If it's 2x higher, then great. If it's down 50%, then great, you get to buy more. And you don't need it anyways. As long as Bitcoin doesn't break and it retains the best monetary properties, then it's going to continue much higher over any long time frame.